expenditure on amalgamation, and VRS. VRS here stands for Voluntary Retirement Scheme. Let me just write it here. Voluntary Retirement Scheme. Okay. Now, what can happen is that there can be an amalgamation to which a company can be a part of. You understand what is the meaning of amalgamation? Let's say there are two companies, A and B. Okay, and we are talking about B. A goes and merges into B. Now the court process of merger is there, and there are various expenditure which B might have to incur in connection with this merger, right? It could be lawyers' fees, okay, consultant fees, court fees, or maybe some other expenditures. All these expenditures which are incurred during the amalgamation, okay, expenditure in connection with amalgamation or demerger. Again, demerger, you understand, you must have seen the actual cost video where we had explained this concept. So any expenditure which is incurred in connection with amalgamation or demerger is allowed under section 35DD, right? And it is allowed as a deduction subject to the following condition: expenditure incurred by an Indian company. So this amalgamation expenditure or this demerger expenditure is allowed only to an Indian company, right? You do not get this deduction for a foreign company, right? Or for that matter, in case of non-corporate assessees. It's only in case of an Indian company. For the purpose of amalgamation or demerger shall be allowed as a deduction in 5 equal installments over 5 years. So if 100 rupees is the total amount of expenses you've incurred for amalgamation or demerger, 100 divided by 5 gives you 20. So 20, 20, 20, 20 and 20. So in 5 years you will be given a deduction of rupees 20 each. And this expenditure will be allowed as a deduction commencing from the year. So this first year, when you get this deduction, is going to be the year in which you make the payment. Right? So the deduction for the first time is going to be given in the year of payment. Right? The second is the case of VRS or Voluntary Retirement Scheme. Right? In a voluntary retirement scheme, what happens is that, let's say for example, a company has 3 employees, right? Due to certain change in whatever the environment and everything, the company requires only 2, right? Because there are labor laws and everything, you can't just throw out the third person. And even otherwise, if you want to throw him out or you sack him, the reputation of company goes for a toss. Therefore, in order to ensure that you settle the matter peacefully, what companies say is the company will come and tell this third person, would you like to take a voluntary retirement? Which means that even though the retirement age might be 58 or 56 or 60, whatever it might be, as it keeps on changing from time to time, would you like to retire from the company at your own will, voluntarily, right? So in that case, the company is not forcing this person to go, but yes, because he is going out, so he is losing an income earning activity. To compensate him for that, the company normally gives an amount towards voluntary retirement, right? So the company is going to pay this guy the amount for voluntary retirement, right? So such expenditure incurred by an assessee to an employee in connection with his voluntary retirement. So if that employee is going to retire, whatever money the company pays to him towards voluntary retirement in accordance with any scheme of voluntary retirement shall be allowed as a deduction in 5 equal installments over 5 years, beginning with the previous year when it is paid. Again, if you pay 200 divided by 5 gives you 40. So rupees 40 will be allowed to you for 5 years, okay, starting from the year when this payment is made. One other thing which is there, which is relevant, is that for private companies, okay, private limited companies and unlisted public companies which convert into a limited liability partnership. So these regulations were inserted lately, okay. These allow an unlisted company or private limited companies to convert into LLP or limited liability partnership, right? And there are certain conditions which are required to be met under section 47 13B, and if those conditions are met, this conversion is not taxable, right? So in case there is a company, let's say this is the unlisted company or the public limited company, which incurs expenditure on voluntary retirement, and then it gets converted into an LLP. In that case, the successor LLP shall be allowed the deduction, right? So it is not that this deduction will lapse. The LLP which is succeeded by virtue of formation after the conversion of the unlisted company or the public limited company will also get the deduction for voluntary retirement, right? So till the time these guys are around, they will claim the deduction. Once they convert, then also LLP is also entitled to this deduction for the balance number of years, right? So let us move on to the next slide now.